Hey, Kath. How's it going? Hey, Robert. How's it going? Having a good day? It's Friday. Hey, Simone. Happy Friday. Thanks. Oh, Terry. I'm glad you're here. Are you going to be around? Because I got stories for you. How's everybody doing? Hope you're feeling fine. Hey, Rachel. Girl, me too. Like, I was fine, and then I sat down for a second, and I almost couldn't get it back together. I was like, oh, I'm just tired, right? But happy to be here. And happy to see you. Yes. I can't believe you were here, and I missed you. Anytime you come to San Bernardino, let me know. I'll make it a point. I know the last time you were here, it was something weird happened. I don't remember. I think I had company in town. It was weird. Anyway. Next time we'll do lunch. Yes. It's Friday, Friday, Friday. Hey, Mom Judy. How you doing? It's always good to see you. Y'all ready to sing? I'm ready to sing. I promised that I never would leave you. It's funny how the seasons change. The more that I try to forget you, it's funny how things stay the same. Without a rhyme or reason, when I look into your eyes, I know that I found forever. No hiding and no disguises. Reunion of souls, of mind, of space. Over time, every place I look and I see your face. Everywhere, constant reminder of everything I want to be. Who I am and how with you I can be free. I can be free. It's amazing what the soul can remember, no matter what the day or time or the appointed hour. All I know is your soul and mine are so joyful together. It's as if we found a perfect way being together. So tell me, how can we stay apart? Can we stay apart? In a place before now, reunion, a time before here, we were called to this place, and I'm glad to be standing here. Sometimes the truth's painful, but a leap of faith is all it takes. Close your eyes, don't get discouraged. Spread your wings and just let the winds of change blow free. Just believe they will hold you if you dare to close your eyes and soar free. Soar free. Free, free. Oh, Millie, I'm sorry, free. My soul is free, free. My soul is free, free. My soul is free. My heart's free, my mind's free. I'm free. So Millie has this little footstool that she sits on, and today I had a Zoom, well, I thought I had a Zoom meeting that's actually tomorrow, so I had moved everything over to my desk back there so she could sit with me. And I moved her little, she has a little rug that she likes to sit on. It's got, you know those bathroom rugs with like the big nubbies on them? She loves it, so now she's sitting over on the stool, which is comfortable, but not as comfortable as the rug. So she's like, but I can still sleep here, it's fine. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Hey, Christopher Smith, how you doing? Okay, Terry, so I want to wait just a second. I don't know if Miss Eleanor's coming or Michelle, but hopefully they are, because I just want to wait a second to kind of, you know, tell you what happened, because it was super, you know what? I was just thinking, like, dogs are the best. I mean, cats are cool. Like, and my old, hey, Damien, how you doing, darling? My cat that my mother left me was much more like a dog. He was really big and he was black and he had really long, he was like a Maine Coon, but he was black. He was really beautiful, but much more like a dog. Like when I would come home, he would come to the door and he would want to go outside, and we would, you know, go outside, like very social, unlike most cats. But, you know, dogs are the best. Like this little girl has gotten me through so much, and I'm so grateful that she's around. Like, she's, you know, freaking out a little bit because I'm back at work a lot more, so I'm actually out of the house just a little bit more. You know, she's like, wait, I'm used to having kids here. Like, you know, that year that we were here for school and I was homeschooling, man, that was the best thing ever for her, because, you know, she was always in somebody's lap all day. I was like, where's Millie? And, you know, and then I would hear the kids on Frankie's Zoom. Oh, is that the dog? Is that Millie? Yeah, so she, yeah. So, you know, and she loved Marin, so, and my mom. Terry, that is a word right there. That is a word. Mm-hmm. All right, well, I see Miss Eleanor's here too. Okay. So we're just gonna start here, because why not? Wait, should I do this on bass? Maybe I will. Damien, I saw you playing bass. I'm so excited. Oh my God. So y'all, Damien is this incredible, I want to call him a musician, because he is a musician, but he's like, he's all these other things too. He's a magic, right? He's magic and he's a musician. Like, he just happens to be a musician, but he's magic, and not magical. Like, he's just magic. But I saw the other day that you were playing bass, and I was like, oh my God, get it. Okay. There's something outside, and it's making noise, and it's like really loud, and it's not in the key that I'm playing in. We work it? Yeah. Okay, here we go. I'm taking my freedom, I'm putting it off the shelf, I'm putting it on my chain, I'm wearing it around my neck. I'm taking my freedom, I'm putting it in my car, wherever I choose to go. It'll take me very far. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. I'm taking my own freedom, I'm putting it in my song, I'm singing it loud and long, grooving all day long. I'm taking my freedom, I'm putting it in my stroll. I be high stepping, y'all, letting the joy unfold. I'm living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden, golden. Living my life like it's golden, golden, golden. I'm holding on to my old freedom. Can't take it away from me. I was born into it. It comes naturally. I'm strumming my own freedom. I'm playing the God in me, representing His glory. I hope He's proud of me. I'm living my life like it's golden. 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 Living my life like it's golden, golden. Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. I'm living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's gold. Living my life like it's golden, golden. Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. Hey, Vasant, how you doing? Welcome. Everyone I know is lonely. Hey, Scotty, God's so far away, and my heart belongs to no one. So sometimes I pray, take the space between us, fill it up some way. Take the space between us and fill it up, fill it up. Oh my God, you take the biscuit, treating me this way, expecting me to treat you well, no matter what I say. Can I turn the other cheek when it's black and bruised and torn? I've been waiting since the day that I was born to fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up. Fill it up, fill it up, fill it up. Fat man in his garden, thin man at his gate. Oh my God, you must be sleeping. Wake up, it's much too late. Take the space between us, fill it up some way. Take the space between us and fill it up, 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 fill it up. Whoa, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up. Whoa, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up. Whoa, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up. All right, so John Pettigrew, how you doing? Happy Friday. It's good to see you. How are you and your beautiful family? I hope everybody's well. Some of the folks that went to Holy Rosary with you and us are on here. Yeah. I hope you're doing well. All right, so story time. So, as you all know, Terry donated this beautiful guitar, and I love that guitar. It's a this beautiful Ovation, and it's matte like mine. It's black, right? So I'm so glad to hear that. So I took it over to the hospital where I play. And Aaron, our guy in the, you know what, we're going to pray for this dude too. So for those of you who haven't been here, the story is, story time. So Terry donated this guitar because I had gone over to the BHU, which is the behavioral unit, a couple weeks ago, and I met this young man, and you know, I went in and played for them, and you know, most of them they're a little out of it or whatever. But he had asked the therapist, and then I ran into the therapist in the hallway, and he had asked the therapist if she thought that I would let him play my guitar. And I was, a little weird, I'm like, energy, I'm not really sure. But I didn't know it was him. And then when I went back, she was like, oh yeah, it's Aaron. And then he was like, I'm Aaron. And I was like, oh, cool. Okay. So I, gave him my guitar and let him play. Y'all, when I tell you, I was like, oh, wow. Like, and I told, I told my supervisor that, this dude the word I used was anointed because that is the only word that I can think of. And he played the guitar and sang, and he was like, I haven't played in a year. And it was wonderful, right? And I told him, I said, listen, I'm going to figure out how to get you a guitar. So, of course they came on here and asked y'all, and that Derek was on that night, and he was like, I'll give you a guitar. And Terry said, I'll give you a guitar. So Terry sent the guitar, got here, and I took it over yesterday, right? Because, of course, they have all this weird paperwork that, anyway. So I was like, you know what, if I'm around here waiting for the paperwork, it might be a while, so let me just take it. So we went over. It is rare that I have seen a human being so happy and so excited to see anything. And when I pulled the guitar out, he was like, wait, this is for me? Hey, Maria. And I was like, yeah, this, he was like, wait, so someone donated this for me and they don't even know me? And I was like, yes. And he was like, and if when I leave here, then I could take this with me. And I was like, yes. And he was like, well, can I play it now? I was like, yes. So he pulled it out, and of course nobody on the ward had heard him. And so of course, and I told him, I said, listen, this dude sounds like an angel. And so of course he opened his mouth and he was playing, and it was just this really, it was just one of those moments, right? But then of course, those moments often get ruined by stuff. And, listen, I don't really know what happened. It doesn't really matter. But one of the women there was like, I guess after I left, she was like, well, it's not yours, so I have to lock it away. And so he got upset. Of course. Okay, let me tell you. If somebody tried to take my guitar away from me and I hadn't played in a year, I would probably, it wouldn't be good, right? And the fact that he showed any kind of restraint, anyway, this dude was like, no, but she told me that it was mine and I could have, and I did. And I said, yes, I absolutely said that, right? And I had spoken to the director. Well, anyway, so I guess the woman was like, well, I'll come back and I'll give it to him. And then she didn't come back. So he called patients' rights and was like, listen, this woman came, she gave me, anyway, long story short, I went into, right, I kicked somebody, listen, I'm telling you, y'all know me, I am not down for the bullshit. I'm not for that, right? I am not for it. And, so anyway, so I told him yesterday, I said, well, I will be in tomorrow. Normally I don't go to the BHU. I normally spend my time in emergency or in delivery or surgery on Friday. Like, that's not even my thing. But I went over there today because I was like, no. Oh my God, and I'm so excited because Riley's going to be volunteering there. So she's got all of her volunteer stuff. She has one more weekend that, when we get back, she's going to be volunteering in emergency, which is, I'm so excited. So I was like, no. So I went over today and made sure. And exactly. Anyway, so he got his guitar today. So then I have this security guard that he's great. He's like, they're so nice, right? And he was like, yo, he was like, I just want to tell you. He was like, I was there today, earlier, and Aaron was out in the hallway playing for everybody. And the whole climate changed. Everything was better. So they told me that this, I don't even know how old he is. You know, I'm so weird about that. Like, I don't know how old people are. I thought he was like my age, but that's what that's just me. And so the security guard was like, well, that kid was over there playing, and he was playing for hours, and he was just so happy. And he said, he used to be this problem child. And I was like, what? Like, I couldn't even imagine. Cause it's like yesterday when I left, he was like, can I just give you a, right, Karen. He was like, can I just give you a hug? I'm so grateful. And I was like, you absolutely can. Right. Yeah. So when oh, you're okay, Marvin. So when I got in there this morning, and, they were like, oh, it was a problem. Cause when they told me yesterday that, it was a problem, he was a problem, I was like, oh God, like, did he have a meltdown? And no, the problem was that he, was like, I'm calling patient rights. Cause no, it's mine. Anyway. So he had asked one of the nurses, Natalie, delightful, to clip his nails. So she had clipped his nails, but there were two nurses there, and they were like, listen, he is a totally different human being. This kid was walking 14, because they're like, he's anxious, so he paces. They clocked him one day at 14 miles. He was walking 14 miles a day. 14 miles a day. He's walking 14 miles a day. Right. And then he told me, he was like, I'm so tired of coloring. And I'm like, okay, so you're in here, you're coloring, right? And, you're a musician, and y'all. So Terry, thank you. And I mean, when the security guard was telling me, Lawrence, he was like, man, that kid, he's a different person today. Like, just the joy and the gratitude. And then Lawrence was like, oh, you know what? He mentioned something about a pick. And I was like, yeah, because I forgot, of course, to bring picks or put picks in there. So, I was like, well, I'll just take it to him next week. And then I ran into the director in the hall, and he was like, yo, he's a different person. But, he mentioned something about a pick. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go home. I'm going to go home and get him some picks and come back so that he'll have them over the weekend. Because when I went to look and see where the guitar was, he was still playing it, and he'd been playing all morning. And of course, he probably doesn't have any calluses after a year. You got to build them up again. So I took him back. I took the picks back, and I straightened it out with the nurses, and I'm still waiting for this paperwork. But whatever, they will have to figure it out. But I just wanted you to know that the guitar is in his hands, and it is working miracles. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, you have no idea. I had no idea. Like, you have no idea what this kid, like. And like I said, I mean, for those of you who are artists, like, and I had a friend once before he's this incredible visual artist, incredible painter. And he signed himself in. He had a meltdown and just needed a moment. And so I went, to go visit, and I brought, pencils and crayons and stuff. And they were like, he can have the crayons, but he can't have the pencils. And I was like, oh God. So yeah, listen. Okay. So I have another ask, right? I need a harmonica. And what's crazy is I know that there is a harmonica in all those boxes out there that, arrived from Brooklyn. Yeah. I don't know which box it's in. It's not very big. And if anybody has, okay, here we go. If anybody has a harmonica that they want to donate, really, any like little stuff like that. One of the guys, Jesse, who is also, he's a beautiful singer. I mean, it's not the same as Aaron is that Aaron is that's a whole other thing. And I can't wait to see what happens to him, when he gets out, because you know, sometimes you hear people sing or do stuff and you're like, oh, wow, okay, that is God speaking through that human being. That's what that is. That's a direct divine, and that's what Aaron is. I mean, that's what that is. But this other dude, he's beautiful, just, you know, and sings really lovely. He sings these really lovely songs, you know, and it's so funny. Like, these people will tell me everything. Like, there's this one little, oh my God, she's so adorable, and I just absolutely adore her. And she's, you know, she told me yesterday, she's like, I'm really sad because I miss my mom. And I was like, oh, I miss my mom too. She's like, yeah, you know, my dad put her in a trunk. Of course, Robert, I thought about you, and I was like, okay, just wow. But, you know, like, it's just to see their faces light up, just to see how they light up with the music. And one of the other women was going home yesterday. She's moving to Minnesota, and you see, I just said Minnesota. Okay, she's moving to Minnesota, and you know, they had told me, they're like, she's always super psychotic, except, you know, when you come in to do music, she gets super mellow. Yesterday she was crying. I was like, are you okay? She's like, no, the music just, you know, it's just. So yeah, it is quite something to be around with. Okay, great. No, I didn't know if they would allow him either, because I'm like, and see, here's the thing, like, I don't know, you know, why he's in there. I'm like, he might be in there for smashing guitars. Like, I don't know, right? Which is why at first I was like, I don't know if he should play I won't be able to work if he's, you know, but whatever. Like, I don't know. I really enjoy making music for people who, I mean, can't run away. Like, it's a captive audience, right? But seriously, like, it is healing, and I can feel the difference in the different words. Because, you know, somebody's like, oh God, you know, labor and delivery is really, really cranky. And I was like, you know, and I was like, are they? And then I went over there, I was like, yeah, they were a little cranky at first, but, you know, once the music starts playing, everybody's good. Like, everybody's good. You know, the kids with the trachs, it's all good. And so, yeah, well, let me tell you about your girl Riley. So, you know, I told her, because she needs all these volunteer hours, and I'm like, girl, listen, I work at this hospital, and I now know all the people, and, you know, she's really considering, I mean, she's saying she wants to do trauma surgery, right? But she also wants to do maybe paramedic. I mean, it's all kind of the same, right? So it's just a timing issue. But I was like, well, you know, I often most days sit in emergency. And it's crazy because where they have me seated, like, sometimes I sit in the front for the lobby, but most of the time I'm in the back. So I'm like in the patient bay, and the door where the ambulances come in is right here. And I'm sitting in this space, you know, 10 feet away from where I sat with my brother when, you know, he came in to emergency several times. It's like, so it's a really interesting, it's an interesting thing. And I, you know, I kind of laugh. And Robert, we were talking about this the other day, you know, my mom, you know, wanted me to be a doctor, and here I am, like, I'm healing, and, you know, music is healing. I'm in hospitals more than I'm anywhere else, right? But the woman who is the ED over the emergency room is incredible. I mean, I love these people. Like, I have so much respect, and I love being there. And hi, Michael, it's good to see you. So, you know, today Riley was sitting there, you know, because the head of volunteers took Riley, and, you know, that we were waiting, and then she came back, and so she sat there with me for a while, and I played, and I said, you know, your dad was over in that bed right there, you know, and I was sitting with him, and so now I'm sitting on this side, hopefully helping these, you know, the families that are in there. And one of the paramedics came in the other day, and he was like, you don't even understand how much better it is when we come and you're here. He said, it's I don't like chaos or anything, but I like being in the middle of that and sitting there and just sort of feeling it, you know? But yeah, so she's going to be volunteering in emergencies. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, it's like right into the fire, right? And so I'm excited. So Terry, again, thank you. Thank you. I'm totally humbled, and Aaron thanks you. And you know, if y'all could just keep him in your prayers, Aaron, Jesse, Rita, the three of them. If you just, you know, say a little, you know, the moment I wake up, right? Just say a little prayer. Yeah, so she'll be volunteering during the school year. She needs 150 hours of volunteer time for the program that she's in. She's in the IB program, you know, the program that makes me have to get up at 5 and take her to school at 6. Yeah, that program. Hey Rachel, what's up? Oh, Rachel too, what's up? So yeah, so for that she needs 150 volunteer hours, and I think she's got 50. So, you know, the pandemic was a little crazy because she was home, you know, most of sophomore year and part of the last part of freshman year. So, yeah, she's having to do things outside and figure those out, but that is what is going on with her. So, but I'm excited that she'll be at work with me, right? And I mean, she makes such a great, well, she's going to be great whatever she does, but she'd be a great paramedic, great emergency room doctor. I mean, she's so calm and, you know, mellow and all of that. So we're working on it. Yeah. And then also today I got up early and went for my walk. It's so funny, you know, like before I used to go to the gym all the time and go to Zumba and go to, you okay? She's like, I need my rug. So I used to go to the gym and go to Zumba. And so now, you know, I don't walk as much, but I'm going to start doing it again because it's like this morning it was nice, but I went at like 6 a.m. So girl, you know, I am the yes, the nap ministry for sure. That is my ministry, the nap ministry. Yeah, so I got up early this morning around 6 and walked because I thought I had this, Zoom, which is tomorrow, and I was panicking about it. I'm doing it tomorrow, Sunday and Monday, and you know, then I realized, it's not today, so I should go for a walk. And I went for a walk, and it was really beautiful. Naps are life. This is true. Okay, these mosquitoes, ugh. And it's funny because they don't bite me generally. I mean, as a rule, they're just like, eh. But I'm so afraid that they will, right? Yeah, I don't know what that is. All right, but anyway, so on my walk this morning, I saw my little friend. You know, my 93-year-old friend was out in the yard this morning pruning her geraniums. Right? So, of course, she was like, I haven't seen you in so long. I was like, I know. How are you? And she's like, well, you know, still here. I was like, yeah, but, you know, at 93, she's like, yeah, I'm ready to go. And I asked God if he would take me, and he was like, yeah, no, it's not time for you yet. It's not your time. Anyway, so I stopped and talked to her. She's so cute. I mean, like, I want to be, you know, looking like that at 93. Okay, 63. She looks great. But anyway, so I just realized that I haven't done this song in a really long time, and I'm going to do it. I think. There's a house that I walk by every day, every morning. One day a little old lady came out and we started talking, and then she told me what life was all about. She said, are you about 35? And I said, okay. And she said, well, I'm 93. And I said, damn, I used to water each morning, listening to the birds chirp and watching the hummingbirds fly. And she said, I used to take care of the roses over at the park. And I said, I love those roses. They make me smile each day I pass. The ones in your yard are gorgeous, and your irises too. And she said, roses are red, iris is purple. You better live your life well, and there'll be days when you don't feel like living, but just live your life anyway. Well, it became a habit. I'd walk by her house and pet the dog that lived next door. His name is Jack. He's a boxer black, young, fine and strong. And she said, sometimes I just don't feel like living. I feel like I've been here before, and I've been here way too long. My kids don't come around to see me no more, and I'm tired, I'm lonely, and I'm ready to go home. And I said, well, you know what, I'll miss you. And she said, well, maybe you're the only one. And I was like, damn. And she said, when I'm gone, would you walk by my house and wave at me and give me a smile? Roses are red, iris is purple. You better go on and live your life free. Don't listen to people who tell you life isn't for the living. 3 springs later, the roses still grow, and a chair still sits on the porch. And every day when I walk by, I wave a little smile. And now I sing this song. You never know what you give to somebody by just a single word or a flower watered. And beauty is everywhere if we choose to take it. Just choose to take it, 'cause roses are red, iris is purple. You better live your life the best you can, 'cause ooh, girl, who knows what'll happen? What'll happen when you're gone? Who knows what'll happen when you're gone? Hey, Teresa. Okay, so I'm still working on it, but you know, you don't have to work on stuff, and I haven't really been doing it lately, but it's time. She just reminded me today. It was so good to see her, like 93, right? Making 93 look great. She said her hearing's going a little bit, but she still gets out in the garden and does her thing. So, yeah. Lean into love, begin to love. Love will continue if you just remember to fight for the things that bring joy and contentment. Kill the resentment, lay down your guns, surrender. Arm yourself for the fight of your life. Nope. And lean in. Lean every day anyway. Here's to the lovers, the sisters and brothers, the ones who live right, be the light in the darkness. Angels among us get wrong but still love us. Nope, lean into love, begin to love. Love will continue when you just remember to fight for the things that bring joy and contentment. Kill the resentment, lay down your gun, surrender. Arm yourself for the fight of your lives, and lean in, lean in, lean in. Here's to the warriors, the wanderers, the philosophers, those who pray in deep silence for peace and abundance, for people who live in the dark. Here's to the screamers, quiet dreamers, the ones who will fight for the truth, the ones who remember and cherish the youth, the ones who had a bad day but open a door anyway and smile as they do. This one's for you, the madmen and dreamers too. Lean into love, begin to love. Love will continue when you just remember to fight for the things that bring joy and contentment. Kill the resentment, lay down your gun, surrender, and arm yourself for the fight of your lives. Every day we fight to keep from going under, every day to save our souls. Oh, turn your eyes into the mad ones and the dreamers, and let the magic unfold. Lean in, lean in, lean in, lean into love, begin to love. Love will continue when you just remember to fight for the things that bring joy and contentment. Kill the resentment, lay down your gun, surrender. Arm yourself for the fight of your lives. Lean in, give in to the feelings that once set you reeling. Search of another instead of within. Lean into love, begin to love. Arm yourself for the fight of your lives, and lean in. So, yeah. So the first song that Aaron played for me, right, was this one. And I almost cried, because, you know, I'm a crybaby. And everything, you know. Sometimes you get really jaded, and then other times you just remember how very human you are, right? And then sometimes things are, you know, emotional. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of angels. Lonely as I am, together we cry. I drive on the streets, 'cause she's my companion. I walk through her hills, 'cause she knows who I am. She sees my good deeds and she kisses me. Windy, I never worry, but that is a lie. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love and take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love, take me all the way. It's hard to believe there's nobody out there. It's hard to believe that I'm all alone. At least I have a love, the city who loves me, and lonely as I am, together we cry. 'Cause I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love and take me all the way. I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. Love me, I say. Oh, time under the bridge downtown is where I drew some blood. Under the bridge downtown, I couldn't get enough. Under the bridge downtown, forgot about my love. Under the bridge downtown, I gave my life away. I gave my life away. Under the bridge I love. Under the bridge downtown, my love, where I stay. Y'all, when I tell you, seriously, hey Deborah, when I tell you that I was moved and felt the spirit move and knew that I was exactly where I was supposed to be. Seriously, like I felt all of that, and it was such a, yeah, it was, I mean, it was like, this dude was like, here, let me show you what my life was and now where I am. Yeah. Yeah. And to know that he is now over there ministering to the other patients, right? Terry, listen, high five, girl, high five. We did it. We got that guitar in there, and I told you, Rachel, remember, you were like, you might, I had to fight for it. I had to fight, seriously. All my life, I had to, right, that part. Yeah, but you know what? Totally worth it. All right, since I have both Rachels on, and I know I haven't sung, one of the security guards today was like, are you singing in Portuguese? I was like, yes, sir, I am. Chega, vem devagar, calma, só me beija, cala, minha boca me leva desse lugar, minha sina, cara suicida, mochi, juvina. Tangerina, Vayaram, 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 Vayara, Papa, Vayaram, 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 sabe me provocar, desce, me dominar, me arranhar. E me conha mamonia pra me acabar, minha sina, cara suicida, mochi, hey, juvina, do dulce tangerina. Vaiara, vaiara, pa pa pa, vaiara, vaiara, da da da, vaiara, vaiara, da da da, vaiara. Hey, Mocheva. Hey, Marvin. Hey, Rachel. I thought you were there. En cámara lenta con fogna de oso, ci contro meo. A gota do sebo do sangue que faz malor que você é. Me agarra na tua nuca, daqui não largo nunca. Alright, so y'all know I'm a big Joni Mitchell fan, and this is probably my favorite Joni Mitchell. I mean, even though Both Sides Now, like, that was the first one I heard, but then this was the first one I really heard as a grown-up, right? Shira. If you haven't, I mean, you know, I always love the albums that are like sort of not the super popular ones, but the ones that speak to me, like Sting and the Soul Cages, same thing. Damien, this is about being an artist. Traveling in some vehicle, sitting in some cafe, a defective from the petty wars that shell-shock love away. There's comfort and melancholy when there's no need to explain. It's as natural as the weather in this moody sky today. In a heart-possessive coupling, so much could not be expressed. So now I'm returning to myself, these things that you and I suppressed. I see something of myself in everyone, just at this moment of the world, as snow gathers like bolts of lace, waltzing on a ballroom girl. Hey Kimmy, you know it never has been easy. Whether you do or you do not resign, whether you travel the breadth of extremities or stick to some straight line. Now there's a man and a woman sitting on a rock. They're either gonna fight or freeze. Listen, strains of Michael Brecker coming through the snow and the pinewood trees. I'm porous with travel fever, but you know I'm so glad to be on my own. Still somehow the slightest touch of a stranger sets a trembling in my bones. I know no one's gonna show me everything. We all come and go unknown, each so deep and so superficial, between the forceps and the storm. I looked at these granite markers, tributes to finality, to eternity. Then I look at myself here, chicken scratching for my immortality. In the church they light the candles, and the wax rolls down like tears. There is hope in the hopelessness I've witnessed over 30 years. We're only particles of change, I know, orbiting around the sun. But how can I have that point of view when I'm always bound and tied to someone? White flags of winter chimneys, bright wave truces against the moon, in the mirrors of a modern bank, from the window of my hotel room. Listen, right, Damien? Okay, and really, Shaka Khan covered the song, and it is stunning. I mean, it's stunning. It's like, you know, nobody can outdo Joni Mitchell, but hearing Shaka's voice on this, and it's like a house track. It's just ridiculous. Yes, it's a Joni Mitchell song. It's Hijira. I think Robert posted it. Yeah, it's Hejira. That's the name of the album. And I tell you what, that whole album is killing. The other one, I can't think of it right now because I'm playing. Traveling in some vehicle, sitting in some cafe. Yeah, that part. Defective from the petty wars until love sucks me back that way. Yeah, it's so incredibly good. Refuge of the Roads. I don't know that one, and I'm not even going to attempt it right now because it is, but I mean, always with Joni, but the beauty of Hijira, she uses all of these jazz musicians, like Wayne Shorter's on, the Brecker brothers, Wayne Shorter. I'm Jaco Pastorius, which, okay, so for the, Damien, this is for you. So he starts out with this bass line, right? But it's, you know, it's Jaco, right? So it sings, like I tell you, it'll get all up in your soul and you will feel it. Please just go listen to it, and if you need to, call me after. But listen to the whole album. Like it's one of those albums you can listen to from beginning to end. And the story, like the thing I love so much about Joni is that, hey, Wayne Cobham, Wayne, week after next, dude, I miss you too. Like seriously, Damien, I'm telling you, baby, listen, trust me, because you would crush some of this Joni stuff because you. Okay, so I know I've told you all about my Damien before, but he is such an incredible. He's magic. He's magic. He's magic. Yes, Wayne. Yes, if you can come Monday, come Monday. But if not, the following week will be great. Yeah, well, you know what? It would take on a whole new meaning hearing you sing it too, because you bring all of that beauty and all that magic. Like I would love to hear you play some bass and just sing just bass and just that bass line and then sing on top of it. That part. So, you know, if you feeling like you got a little bit of time on your hands, because, you know, Jocko is that is not a game. That is Damien. You know, okay, so I know I'm talking and I'm going over. So, you know what's funny about that? Like, I have often bought albums and then I'll listen to it once and I'll be like, Sting's Mercury Falling, was that for me? I was like, what, dude, why? What are you doing? Why? And then 4 years ago, you know, in the middle of a breakup, I pulled it and I was like, I never really, and I listened to it and I was like, oh. Unlike the Soul Cages, which the first time I heard that, I was floored. But seriously, baby, go listen to it. Just listen. Just lay it, like I like to lay in the middle of my floor and listen to it and, you know, feel it all up in my soul, because there's so much going on. There's so many layers and the musicians and all of that. And it's when she was really, you know, going to play, because she played with these folk people, you know, and like, you know, James Taylor types, which I love, but that is a whole different, I'm ruined, you may as well be ruined too. Yes. But I'm serious, like you will hear it in a completely different way, and please, please, please listen to the Shaka Khan version, because it is bananas. Yes, I mean, I think like everything, you get it when you're supposed to get it, right? Maybe that's a song. When it's time, there's just no denying what is meant for you, right? And you just step into whatever it is, your greatness, your lessons, you know, that period of sorrow where you get these lessons and you learn how to love again and be again and exist and be functional, right? And the beauty of it is, you know, you got somebody here that, you know, we're all walking each other home. How fortunate are we to have been on this planet at this exact moment and to find each other in the fucking darkness? I mean, that to me is everything. And I, you know, when I said that, I thought about, I love you. Listen, I don't know how many of you have seen The Green Mile. I love that movie for so many reasons. And I resisted it for a long time, but I read that when it was a serial, when it was the book, I read it. But there was a part when John Coffey was with the warden's wife, and it was just the two of them. And he said, I saw you in the darkness. And she said, I saw you in the darkness, John Coffey. And they talked about how they were in this darkness. And they found each other in the darkness, you know, that nobody else could see. Nobody else knew what was going on. But they were in this space, kind of like Stranger Things, you know, like when she goes into the tank and she's out in the water. And that's just sort of how, you know, it's like you're in this void, and then all of a sudden you're not in the void anymore, because there are people that resonate with you and you feel those vibrations. And, you know, I think it's all of those things. It's like we feel each other, and maybe there was a need, right? Okay, there was a need, right? Just like there's a need for me to be here and play music for y'all, right? And for y'all to show up and get to know each other and talk to each other, and for us to talk about, see, my tougher. But I'm telling you, like, there's something about being on the ground. You know that song when she says, I want to go where the leaves don't fall, travel to places that I don't know, get lost a little, and I want to see from the other side, lay in the grass for some peace of mind, get lost a little, right? And I remember, like, I used to love, and I haven't done it here, which is crazy, but when I had my space in Brooklyn and I had this, you know, dark blue carpet, like I would lay on my floor under the fan and put the music on, you know, with my speakers, and just let it permeate through my body. And, you know, maybe that's what we need. But even with Reunion of Souls, right? When I listen back to the words and I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe we all did choose to be here together. Maybe, you know, we decided now is the time, and we had to be here with each other, right? And we have to be here with each other almost nightly. And I love that y'all come out, right? and then we share thoughts. And well, you know, I mostly share thoughts, but you guys type thoughts, because every time I look back, I see all these comments. Like, I do actually go back and look at them and read them, because I love having a conversation, and I wish that we were all sitting in like, I wish y'all were sitting here, right? But I'd be so distracted, because I would want to talk to you and see, you know, all that. Yes, it doesn't hit your soul the same way as laying down. It just doesn't, because everything just shuts down. Your posture's perfect, all of that, right? Okay, y'all, so you know what to do. Go out, be the light for somebody, be the light for yourself. Give love, all of that. Be patient. Be patient with yourselves. Be patient with others, because everybody is struggling right now, right? Just be kind. Be kind. Oh, Maria, I love you so much. You're such a blessing to me. You always seem to know the right moment to call and make sure that I'm, you know, on my feet and okay. Damien, go listen to that record. Yeah, we do help each other. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Yes. Y'all have an awesome weekend. I will see you on Monday, God willing, and the creek don't rise. And yes, and also, yes, Isaac Hayes, because his voice, oh, Jesus. Seriously. Anyway, mwah, I love y'all. And I will see you soon. Thank you for coming. Bye.